Between 1989 and 1991, over 350,000 Kashmiri Pandits, accounting for over 95% of the valley's indigenous Hindu population, were ethnically cleansed from the valley in a campaign of targeted killings, rapes, threats, and destruction of properties and religious sites. 2001 to 2012, violence declines, tourism returns. Militant violence reached its peak in 2001 and then drastically declined in subsequent years, leading to an upsurge in tourism which brought an estimated 1.5 million tourists to Kashmir in 2012 alone. At the same time, support for the insurgency started waning, as voter participation in panchayat or village councils and statewide elections significantly increased. Many former militants were rehabilitated and reintegrated into society, with some entering politics such as Farooq Ahmed Dar, known as Bitta Karate or the Butcher of Pandits. Throughout the period, Pakistan continued to foment violence in the state and launch cross-border attacks. 2016, Unrest returns to Kashmir. More recent unrest in the Kashmir Valley was sparked by the death of Hizbul Mujahideen commander Burhan Wani. Wani was killed in a gun battle with Indian security forces in July of 2016. In the weeks following, over 11,000 people were injured, including 7,000 civilians and 4,000 security personnel. 82 people were killed in clashes between protesters led by separatist groups and Indian security forces. Hizbul Mujahideen has since been designated as a terrorist organization by the European Union and India. During the violence, mobs also attacked Pandit migrant camps in 6 cities in the valley. In Pakistan Occupied Kashmir, Kashmiris held protests against alleged human rights violations by Pakistan's military and inter-services intelligence, also known as the ISI, including accusations of extrajudicial killings of at least 100 Kashmiri activists in the previous 2 years, rigged elections, and repression of Kashmiri political activists. These concerns were echoed by the U.S. State Department. 2019 Pulwama and the Abrogation of Articles 370 and 35A. On February 14, 2019, a suicide bombing by the Pakistan-sponsored terrorist group Jaish-e-Mohammed killed 41 Indian security officers in the Kashmiri town of Pulwama, escalating tensions between India and Pakistan. India launched retaliatory airstrikes on a Jaish-e-Mohammed terror camp in Pakistan, and the UN Security Council designated Jaish-e-Mohammed founder Masood Azhar as an international terrorist. In August, the Indian government legally and democratically abrogated Articles 370 and 35A of India's constitution, temporary provisions that conferred special status on the state of Jammu and Kashmir. The move sought to better integrate the residents of Jammu, Kashmir, and Ladakh into the rest of India and afford them, regardless of gender, sexual orientation, religious, or socioeconomic background, equal protection under the law and better educational and economic opportunities. It is also expected to create conditions for the rehabilitation and resettlement of Kashmiri Pandits in the Kashmir Valley. At the same time, Jammu and Kashmir was bifurcated into 2 new union territories, one for Jammu and Kashmir and one for Ladakh. Religious and political leaders in Ladakh have long called for separate union territory status for Ladakh and complained of being socially and economically marginalized by state policies that favored the Kashmir Valley. The only way to peace. Peace can only prevail in Kashmir when Pakistan ends the use of terror networks by its military intelligence complex against India. Political and religious leaders in the former state of Jammu and Kashmir must embrace secularism and pluralism and work for the benefit of all residents of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh. The government of India needs to restore for the residents of Jammu, Kashmir, and Ladakh equal protection under the law and all of the rights and privileges other Indian citizens enjoy. And lastly, the government of India must ensure the safe return and equal rights of the valley's indigenous Kashmiri Pandit population. who are ethnically cleansed and have been living as refugees in their own country for 30 years. To learn more about Kashmir and Kashmiri Hindus, visit the Hindu American Foundation at www.hafsite.org.